Good evening, my YouTube family, or whatever time you guys are watching it. It's evening for me, but welcome back to my channel. I know I missed the video last week, but we got this one today. Today we're doing this makeup look that I just created. This is going to be using new products that I hauled in my last video, and you'll get my opinion on them as I'm going along. Some of them I wasn't like a huge fan of them. Overall, I think everything pretty much worked out. I am most excited about this lip color out of everything, honestly, and the brows. Everything else was a bit of getting used because they were a little bit different from what I'm used to, but overall I think it turned out well. So this is the look that we did today. It is a little bit on the glam, full coverage side. So we use full coverage concealer, full coverage foundation, like a mixture, and some major highlights. One that was a fail, as you will see. Anyways, before I keep rambling on, let's just go ahead and get right into the video. So first thing I'm gonna try out is this eyeshadow primer, which is from Urban Decay. If you watched my haul video, I did mention in that video that I have never used this color. I've only used Primer Potion in Original, and Sin, which I still have Sin. I am not a huge fan of it because it's very shimmery, so I like that this has a color. I love when they are pigmented like this, to where it's kind of like a foundation or like a concealer, so it'll like balance out any veins or anything like that on your eyelids. I actually really like that. I feel like it's not too heavy, and like it doesn't feel sticky on your hands. Like I just have like a little bit of residue that I'm gonna wipe off here, but other than that, I feel like it just blended so well. It was easy. I do really love the Primer Potion Original because of that, but I love that this has a little bit of color, so it cancels out anything on your eyelids. So I actually really like this. I'm gonna go ahead and open this classic palette from KK West Beauty. I'm so excited to try this. I've had this, oh my gosh, since like I think at the end of August or something. Yeah, it's been like what, a month, and just a little over a month. Alrighty, so this has like the neutral colors. These colors are like right up my alley. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is just like a very like neutral yellowish tone kind of shade, and I don't know actually yes, the names are on the back. This one is Gemini, I'm gonna say, or is it Fade? I guess it would be Fade. Okay, I'm using this little fluffy brush, and it definitely like had a lot of kickback, and I'm just gonna use that to set the eye base. I think I'm gonna try a different brush because I'm not really liking how it applied. I know it's just like the first base, but I don't know. I'm gonna go in with my Sigma E40. It's just a big fluffy brush, but that one is a little bit different. Picks up like way better than the last brush. There is kickback, but it's not like a lot, so it could be that the other brush is just a different texture. Let's see here. It could also be the eye base. Usually I don't have an issue with the Urban Decay eye base. Or it could be the actual shadow. I'm not sure. Something is a little bit different here. Normally I don't have any issues using any primers, so it could be the formulation of the shadow. I think it has set it so far, but it's just, I feel like it's stuck too much. Anyways, moving on. Now I'm gonna go in with this shadow here. It's just like a warm brown, and I believe that shade is called Calabasas. And here I'm using a blending brush from Real Techniques. Actually, I don't even know if this is a blending brush, but it works really great. No, this is a base shadow brush, which I actually love it as a blending brush because it's just fluffy enough to like buff out. So I go ahead and I use that. I'm gonna place it in my inner corner, or my outer corner. I'm gonna bring my mirror a little bit closer. I think I had a reaction to a product, and that's what that little like scab thing is, because I have a bunch of different like little red spots. This shadow does have a bit of kickback, but it's not as much as the first shade that we used. And I feel like it applies really great. It blends, I think it blends pretty smoothly. Don't you guys think so? I'm gonna take my favorite brush. I don't even know what number this is anymore, but it's a flat shader brush from Sigma. We are gonna go in, I am in between this color and this color. This is more like a bronzy gold, and this here is like a champagne-y color. We're gonna go in with the bronze shade. I'm not sure if it's like the shadows or the primer. Usually the primer is really good, and I've used Urban Decay primers before. I am thinking it might be the shadows that's like applying so weirdly. Like it's applying, but it's just the strangest thing. Okay, I'm gonna go in with more of like a more dense brush. This one is the E55. I can still read this one, but it's just more dense. I'm gonna try and see if I can like pack it on and if that works differently or better. It definitely picked up way more than the flat shader brush. I think this is better, but I still feel like it's not applying appropriately. Okay, this is interesting. All right, I'm gonna flip my brush and I'm actually gonna go in with the champagne color, and I'm gonna try to put it right in the middle and give that like halo effect. Now see this, I feel like this is sitting really well. So it could just be that shadow, or it could have been the primer, but I don't think it's the primer because I literally set that primer. You guys saw me. I'm gonna take an old palette of mine and I'm just gonna pick up a very fair shade like skin color, and I'm just going to apply that on the highlight of my brow bone. So far I do have a lot of fallout like right under my eyes here. Not so much here, but definitely here. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Stila liquid liner for my liner today. I want to do this really quick and I'll be back because I had the hardest time doing this on camera. Okay, liner is done. It's always weird like trying to use a new product. I feel like this does run a bit easily because here I feel like a little bit of like my eye water touched it and it kind of just like spread a little bit, and that's the one thing I don't like about these felt tip liners. And I feel like this color is called Intense Black, and when you do the first application it wasn't dark at all. I don't know if you guys can see a little clip of me doing that, but you can see like because it had shadow, it like I guess the shadow was too strong, and I did a couple coats, but I did like that I could go over it several times. Sometimes with these type of liners you can't go over it multiple times because they dry up so fast, but this one I feel like it didn't dry too fast. I was able to go over it a lot. It did turn out pretty black after a couple of me going back over it, but I don't like that it kind of runs a little bit. This kind of makes me a little bit weary, like if I wore this to somewhere that I was gonna cry or something, or some water hit my eyeliner, I feel like it's just gonna run, but that's just my assumptions at this point. This is a waterproof liner, but I guess we'll see eventually. Probably not today because I don't plan on crying anytime soon. But yeah, overall I think it wasn't bad. I think it's good, and especially if you're like a beginner and trying to do your top liner, I think the felt tip is always a really good choice to start off. Okay, so next I think I'm just going to go ahead and apply my foundations. I'm going to combine the Fit Me in the color 220, which is natural beige, and this YSL foundation, which is in the color almond. Okay, so I just like literally looked really closely at my face. I wasn't realizing it, but I am broken out all over my forehead. I didn't even realize that, guys. There's something I used, which I did use a new moisturizer. Ugh, I tell you, the older you get, the more allergies come up, and it's just so annoying. Now that foundation is on, I'm gonna go ahead and apply bronzer. I do have this natural face palette from Too Faced. It has this shade called Sunny Honey right here. It looks like it has a little bit of shimmer. Okay, right off the bat, this is scented, and I don't know that I can stand the scent of this palette. Like, it's that serious. I mentioned in videos before that I'm very sensitive when it comes to scents, and when it's too strong and too sweet, they give me a headache. So I did pick up quite a bit, and I'm going to place it. Hopefully I won't smell it on my face. We'll work with it. Ooh, I can smell it. I don't know how I feel about this palette, if I'm being quite honest. It smells. The smell is, I think I would like it if the smell wasn't so strong. I'm just using a different palette here to do the rest of my bronzing. I'm so broken out that I didn't even realize how broken out. Like, you couldn't really tell on my face, but like with the makeup on, I can see all these little like, what do you call it? Well, they look like almost like little heat rashes. I'm gonna use this sharp Shape Tape from Tarte in the color Light Medium Sand. Oh my gosh, this thing is ginormous. This has a little bit of a scent. I just don't make products with scents, please. Like, if anybody can do me a favor, make them unscented, or don't make it so strong, because oh my gosh. Usually I'll use a wet sponge, but I didn't actually go and wet my sponge today, so this is gonna be a dry sponge I'm using. Okay, we're definitely going for the full coverage look today, because this concealer is like full coverage to the max. Oh my goodness. Definitely good if you're doing a full coverage makeup look. Oh my gosh, I'm not used to seeing myself wearing makeup like much anymore. Only like here and there I put it on, but I haven't worn a lot of makeup in like a while. This looks like a lot to me. I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier powder. I like to press in the powder into my concealer. I feel like it just helps it to set better, and it just gives you more like smoother, flawless finish. Okay, so while that is setting, I'm going to try out this new eyebrow pencil from NYX, and I think it was like $12-ish. This is in the color brunette, so hopefully that's my color. I tried this out on my sissy in-law to be, and it was like so amazing, so I said I had to give it a try. I think the color matching is actually really good. This is in the color brunette, so I was like, it might be a little too like light brown, but actually I think it came out pretty good. All right, not bad on the brows at all. Let's continue on. I'm going to go in with my Rockateur blush. You know what? I think I'm gonna wait on this because I have used this before. And yes, I'm gonna go in with this palette. I'm gonna do Pink Sand. These are so scented. Oh my gosh. Why is it scented? There's nowhere in the box that says this is a scented blush. That is all we're going to use of that blush. I do like the color. I think it's very pigmented, but it's not too much, so you didn't have to pick up a whole lot, and it sits really well. Now I'm just going to go ahead and dust off the powder. This was the mascara I told you guys about. I'm gonna go ahead and use that now. Curl my lashes, put the mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now I'm going to use this, the Beauty Crop Glow Milk, which also has coconut oil. Yay. But I'm pretty sure this was not scented. No, it's not really scented. This is a glow drop. You can use this on your body or for highlights. I'm actually going to use that as a highlight. Then I'm going to just use the bottom of my sponge just to tap it in. I feel like you should put this under the skin and not on top of makeup, because I feel like there's just this too defined line where I place that. Let me try a little. Okay, so it definitely just sits on the skin, so I would recommend using this product underneath because it's like some serious glow, and I wasn't able to like really spread it because of how fast it dried. And lastly, for lips, I'm going to try out this #1 liquid lipstick from Anastasia in the color Crush. Alright guys, I just went in and tried to cover up the highlighter because I just was not liking how it just like sat there. It just looks like a, you know when you're in football and you just put those 2 black marks? That's what it looked like. So I tried covering it up. It didn't cover up too well, but I don't think it's really coming across on camera, so I think it's good, but I can see it in person. So I'm going to go in with the color Satin Sheets here from this palette. It's the shade here. It's kind of like a light pink shade but with shimmer gold, so I'm just going to use some of that to see if it'll kind of balance it out. I'm not a huge fan of like liquid highlighters. I like more powder because then you have more control over it. So alright guys, so here is the completed look with all new makeup. Well, mostly 99% new makeup today. I actually really love how it turns out, and this color is pretty like this perfect shade. As you saw, some things were not necessarily my favorite, especially the highlighter. This will be great just to go on the bare skin. I think I might try this again underneath the foundation to see how it'll work. Definitely not on top, but overall I think everything is great. A little too strong on the scent of this. Overall, I think the look came out really well. The shadows were a bit interesting to work with, but it might have been just that one shadow because the last shade that we used in the middle actually applied really well. But I hope you enjoyed this look today. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.